Many perceptions think that the world's richest country is the United States of America. Yes, it comes among the top 15 richest countries, but it doesn't secure the top position anymore. You'll be astonished to know that the world's richest countries are the ones you might have heard nothing or least about. Moreover, many of them are the world's smallest countries as well. Either they gain power in economic sectors, or they develop in other fields. These countries have proudly secured the richest countries list in 2024. So strengthen your seatbelts as we look into these rich countries to see how they are wealthier than all the other 194 countries in the world. We will also see where these nations stand holding the richest country back on the world's map. Without further ado, let's dive in. Number 10. Macau, SAR. Macau, also known as Macau, is a small autonomous Asian region, located off the southern coast of China. Despite its size, Macau's gross domestic product annual growth rate was 6.27% on average between 2002 and 2023, with a record peak of 117.5% in the second quarter of 2023. As of 2024, Macau's GDP is a staggering $22 billion with a population of only 711,168 people. So how did Macau become so wealthy? Well, you might not have any idea that Macau is the only place in China where crimes like gambling are legal. It makes it one of the world's largest gambling hubs, home to around 50 casinos. According to reports, its annual gaming revenue is more than 5 times that of Las Vegas, bringing in billions of dollars yearly, though gaming plays a crucial part in the country's immensely increasing wealth. The country's success is not just limited to gambling. Its tourism industry is also booming, attracting millions of visitors from all over the world. However, part of the fact is most tourists are attracted to illegal gambling here. So we can say the gambling part plays here as well. The country successfully overcame the COVID-19 restriction crisis and its impacts on tourism. Seems like it didn't take too long for Macau to lift the economy in 4 years. Besides the present year, the country secured the richest countries in the world list in 2023 as well. The most well-known resident of this rich country is Luxembourg, the founder and chairman of Galaxy Entertainment Group, a prominent casino operator in Macau, with a net worth of over $13.8 billion. He is one of the richest persons in Macau and the world. Number 9. Denmark. Besides being the 9th richest country in the world in 2024, Denmark secured the second position as the world's safest country as well. Moreover, the country is a perfect place for the best standards of living all over the world. The total GDP of the nation is $420.8 billion, with only a 5.86 million population. The major cause for such an immense GDP is the country's self-reliance on its energy. Additionally, Denmark has a large business of exporting goods to renowned European countries. This portion alone contributes to the total GDP of Denmark by an average of 67%. Besides, the country is known for its pharmaceutical products, industrial machinery, and electrical machinery products. These products are expensive and highly in demand all over the world. Working for the exports of such products can genuinely be a good thing for Denmark. Number 8. United States. The US has been the most economically strong country in the world for a long time. But that has now changed. Though it is still a powerful country, its position has been taken by other countries relatively smaller than it. The US has a $26.95 trillion GDP, placing the state at number 8 on the 2024 list. The US has the largest economy in the world, having about 20% of the entire global GDP. One of the prominent reasons is the state's natural resources, including oil and gas industries, which consume a ratio of 75% for trading purposes. The state is also a prominent provider in the auto and aircraft field. And when the total value of the US as natural resources exceeds a staggering $45 trillion, you can imagine its economic power. The fun fact about the US is that some of the richest people like Jeff Bezos, Larry Ellison, Warren Buffett, and Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla and SpaceX, live in America. Elon Musk's businesses, like Tesla, SpaceX, and formerly Twitter X, contribute a lot to the development of the country. Number 7. Qatar. Did you know Qatar is the world's largest exporter of liquefied natural gas? It has allowed them to invest heavily in infrastructure, including luxurious hotels, shopping centers, and transportation networks. According to recent statistics from 2024, Qatar's GDP per capita is about $235.5 billion, making it one of the world's wealthiest nations. This money has also been used to invest in education, healthcare, and sports, including hosting the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The credit goes to Qatar's richness in natural resources like oil and natural gas. Qatar produces resources more than needed for its population of 2.97 million. All the remaining resources are then exported worldwide, contributing to the country's high ranking as the world's richest country. But aside from the country's wealth, some very wealthy individuals also belong to Qatar. The most notable is Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani, Emir of Qatar, with over $1.2 billion net worth. Number 6. Iceland. As we continue, on the list is the most underrated European country, Iceland, specifically known for tourism as a land of fire and ice. You will be astonished to find out that the country has its lowest population of only 395,000 people, and the overall GDP is $30.57 billion. Though the country is known to be home to some of the world's wonderful places, its GDP is not only the product of tourism. In fact, the tourism sector contributes only 8.1% to the total GDP, whereas the rate of the GDP is generated from the country's high export of aluminum and other goods. The aluminum export alone contributes to a staggering 40% of the total GDP. However, other export products contribute to 35% in the total GDP. Besides being one of the richest countries in the world, Iceland offers a memorable experience to its tourists and natives. You can enjoy fishing and walking in the paradoxical landscapes of the country borrowed from heaven. Number 5. Singapore. Now let's look at Singapore's incredible success story, which has rightfully earned its place as the world's 5th most prosperous country. In 2023, the country's total GDP stood at a hopping $812 billion, a number that's been steadily increasing year over year. Though the country secured the 3rd position back then, it still managed to make its name on the 2024 list with a $515.35 billion in GDP. And that's all because Singapore's government has always focused on creating a business-friendly environment that attracts investment from all over the world. The country has invested heavily in research and development, particularly in biotechnology and robotics. This forward-thinking approach has garnered significant attention from investors seeking to tap into the latest trends in tech. And of course, we can't forget about that one person who have played a key role in Singapore's rise to the top, Leaf Sheating, the co-founder and CEO of Mind Ray Medical International, and one of the most notable figures in the world. With a net worth of $14.5 billion in 2024, he is currently the richest person in Singapore. Besides him, Singapore is home to high-end net worth people. Their trades and businesses play a decent part in the country's GDP. Number 4. Norway. Norway is most commonly known for its awe-inspiring northern lights in the mountains, abundance of pursuits, and postcard-like heritage. Although the country generates an enormous revenue from tourism activities, the staggering GDP of $547.71 billion isn't only because of that. Like the US, Norway has abundant natural resources, especially oil and gas, which is 30% of its total GDP. Moreover, the country is rich in petroleum, that is a main export item in Western European terrorists, and when it comes to jobs and salaries, The state is famous for giving a handsome salary to the workers working for the state's benefits. Not only that, Norway is good at dealing with crises, as it keeps 1.3 trillion as a backup to use when it's time to recover from some kind of economic disaster. The wealthiest person among a total of 5.41 million population in the state was Ivar Tollefsen, with a net worth of $7.6 billion. Sadly, he passed away, making Ole Andres Halvorsen the richest person in the state with a $7.2 million net worth. Number 3. Switzerland. Switzerland is a country that is often cited for its luxury and bustling financial sector. As per the recent statistic of 2024, Switzerland is the third richest country in the world with a GDP of approximately $813 billion. It's interesting to look at how Switzerland became so rich, especially considering that this country is known for being relatively small. Just for a quick reminder, Switzerland secured the 7th position on the 2023 list, and now it seems to be making immense progress to jump directly to the top 3rd position. One of the keys to Switzerland's success has been its robust banking sector. The country has a long history of being a haven for wealth, with people from around the world trusting their assets to Swiss banks. Switzerland is home to some of the world's biggest pharmaceutical and watch companies. These two industries continue to thrive in the country. Moreover, the country exports precious metals, precision instruments and machinery, including computers and medical devices. About 74% of the GDP is a result from the country's service sector. However, 25% comes from the industrial sectors. The agricultural sectors also contribute to Switzerland's total GDP. One of the most well-known Swiss citizens among 8.90 million people is logistics Gerard Wertheimer, Switzerland's richest person with a net worth of $48 billion. Yes, that's an alarming number to Ireland. When we think of the world's richest nations, what usually comes to mind are the usual suspects: America, China, Japan, and so on. But according to recent statistics, Ireland is the number 2 richest country in the world in 2023. Ireland's GDP was $556.23 billion, with a thriving economy that's based primarily on exports, technology, and finance. Recently, the GDP grew by $589.57 billion, with only 5.127 million population. This country can be set an example of how hard work and efforts look like as it managed to retain its reputation after facing a great financial crisis in 2008. The country's measures like cutting public sector wages get its economy where it is today. It's home to some of the biggest tech corporations in the world, such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple, who have established their European headquarters in the country. All of these collectively contribute to half of the country's total GDP, a staggering 50%. We can't talk about the wealth of Ireland without mentioning its richest person, Shapur Mistry, the chairperson and CEO of Shapoorji Pallonji Group, with a net worth of $29 billion. Number 1. Luxembourg. You might not have heard this name so often, but yes, this is the country that surpasses all on the loss of the world's richest countries in 2024. Luxembourg is a tiny landlocked nation in Western Europe and has a population of only around 653,103 people. But don't let that fool you. They're incredibly wealthy. According to recent statistics from 2024, Luxembourg has a GDP per capita of approximately $89.1 billion. That's more than double the GDP of the United States. The country also took a handsome position on the 2023 list with a GDP of $83.26 billion. One major factor is their booming financial industry. Luxembourg is a hub for international banks and investment firms, bringing a lot of money into the country. It has also earned its name in utilizing a big portion of the country's money to ensure a better living experience, healthcare, and education. Additionally, the beautiful views of idyllic castles, ABH, and greenery and picturesque canals attract tourists from all around the globe. A very small number of the population also helped keep the country safe, clean, and crime-free. As for the most wealthy person in Luxembourg, the title would go to Michael Gans, a US Luxembourg businessman with an estimated net worth of $1.7 billion. He used to own a 25% stake in a logistics company called Supreme Group. So there you have it, the top 10 richest countries in the world in 2024. Whether due to natural resources, a booming financial industry, or a thriving tourism sector, each nation has something unique and valuable to offer. Many of them instead manage their positions on the list with immense hard work and efforts in bringing the country to a stable position. Every year, different countries occupy different positions depending on their GDPs, but the real success is for those who manage to stay on the list for consecutive years, or for those who improve their positions on the list compared to the last year. Above all else, these nations are proof that anything is possible with hard work and determination. Do not forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up till the next time. Take care. We at Global Insider never say goodbye, cause we will surely meet again in the next video, so make sure to subscribe for more.